Hello, bass family, and welcome to Everything Bass. We're back with another bass book deep dive, and that is composing music: a new approach. William Russo, should say Russo. Anyway, yeah. So this is a great book, and that's the what. The what are we covering today? Composing music. But let me give you a little background about how I found this book. And then, yeah, I want to kind of set it up. So I was just left Los Angeles, moved to Arizona, and was wanting to just get like deeper into composition. At Musicians Institute, we had some great styles analysis classes. We had some great songwriting classes. I just wanted to get more of a formal, I wanted to understand some of the terminology better from getting like more of a collegiate university approach to teaching composition. And I happened to be playing a gig, and after the gig, I went to a Barnes and Noble, I believe it was, and I always would just go over to the music section and check out the books. And I found this book, and it was wrapped in plastic, so clear plastic. I couldn't open it up, but I just read it. I read the back, and I'm like, all right, you know what? What I like about this is it's a workbook, not just like dry, text that just talks and you just kind of read and you fall asleep. So I bought it and took it home, and as I went into it, I loved it, and I'll explain why with the who, what, when, where, when, all that stuff. But I should say, this is not a substitute from actually taking a course. Now, there's a lot of even the community colleges in your area might offer night classes in composition, and I think that's by far the best way to do it. But if you don't have the money to do it, maybe there isn't a college close by, maybe you can't get into it for one reason or the other, work, whatnot, then this is a great close second. All right, so let's talk about who's this for. Well, really, if you want to just not only write songs, but if you just want to be able to contribute, you're in a band that's writing originals and you just feel like everyone else has come up with ideas and it's just not your strong suit, this is a really cool workbook. This is something you're actually, every page there's something for you to do. So you're not just reading, you're doing. And that's how I learn best, is just by doing. So that's who it's for. How? Now that's kind of what I've been hinting at. This is, basically an example of the page. And what you're doing is the composer or the author, and he worked with Jeffrey Annis and David Stevenson, but they will come up with a concept like the row. So in composition, the row means something. They'll give you a description of it, but then they'll ask you to do it, and it's very simple. Now, what I would suggest is what I did here. Like I've been through this book, but you notice that there's nothing written here. I've always preferred, and maybe this is because I'm anal retentive, but I always prefer to have like a notepad and some notation paper next to me, not writing in here, because what if I write something and I don't like it? Or in this case, in this very good case, I'm shooting a video about it and I didn't want all my chicken scratch over this thing. So yeah, definitely, go through the exercises, write out the stuff, play it on whatever instrument. Maybe you're not a bass player, you just found this video, whatever. This works for anybody. It's not a bass book. Yeah, and so that's how they do it. And the exercises get quite involved. I mean, you go towards the back, and there's really, even talking about writing lyrics and melodies and things like that. It's so good. Yeah, I've just been blown away by this book. Now, the why. I kind of covered it earlier in my introduction. We're talking about you're frustrated because you wish you were better at writing music. Maybe you try to write music, but it all seems to be redundant or everything seems to sound the same. Sometimes knowing rules, gosh, it frustrates me when people say, oh, I don't like to know rules. I want to be a free. Yeah. But sometimes knowing the rules gives you a way out of a problem. Maybe you're trying to write a bridge and you have no idea. You love your verse, you love your chorus. The bridge, you're just I don't know. Sometimes going, well, let me try some of these rules. I'll try, applying some of these concepts. That gets you past that. And you actually go, oh, okay, great. Now, and then don't be locked to it. If that's the catalyst for a new idea, just run with the new idea, But sometimes just being able to run through some concepts that you've learned by going through this book will kind of free that clog and get you back in the composition world. When should a player get this? I wouldn't say beginner, because I think when you're a beginner, there's other things that maybe prioritize being a composer, writing music, getting your technique down, understanding harmony and theory. So I would say intermediate to advanced. At the time I got it, I was already a professional bass player, been featured on albums, had toured, taught at Musicians Institute. I would consider myself in the advanced class, and I actually got so much out of this. It's ridiculous. But I don't think it's over anyone's head. I think the authors should be commended on the fact that they wrote text that's accessible to anyone. The one thing, again, there's no tab, so the exercises are all, you got to be able to read and write standard notation. So that might be one hindrance for you, but hopefully that's maybe, if you've been thinking about learning to read music, this maybe would be the nudge you take, because it does open up things like this, which can make you so much better player and have more fun on the instrument. So anyway, there. And then, so that's the win, intermediate to advanced players. Where can you get it? It's still available on all the major retailers, both music stores. If you contact a music store, see if they carry it. It's actually Chicago Press, so it's not one of the common music publishers. So music stores might not have access to it, but you can find it online. Just do a quick Google search for Composing Music, A New Approach. And there you have it. This book, it's so funny. I pulled it from the shelf to do because I thought, oh, this is a good one to cover. And as I was flipping through, I'm like, I should go back through it again. And that's another good reason not to actually write in the book, to write it in separate notation paper, so that as you change and you go through a new level of experience, coming back and be able to do the exercises again, not being influenced by what you wrote before, is really good. So I'm going to dig back into that. All right. Thank you for stopping by. I hope these videos are helping. Hey, you know what? I can also do a different style video with the Bass Book Deep Dive. Recommend a book to me. Let me know in the comments section, hey, you should check this book out. And if I have it, of course, I'll do a Bass Book Deep Dive on it. If I don't have it, I'm buying it, man. It's just added to my collection, and I'd be glad to be exposed to something new. So please share that with me. Hey, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being a part of my life, a big part of my life, and I'll see you at the next video.